Welcome to Virtual and Software channel. Today we are going to demonstrate no-code data integrity testing using Idaithalam. You can use simple Microsoft Excel to perform this data integrity testing. Now let's look at the Excel, how you can configure the Excel to perform the data integrity testing. This Excel, I am going to demonstrate how you can create a table and how you can insert the record and perform the select query and validate your select query response with the given data, and you can perform the delete SQL. So this is the step we are going to showcase, and these are standard headers. Test case name, you have to give the unique name of your test case, and type is DB because these we are going to execute against the database, and resource is employee. These all SQLs we are going to execute against employee resource. So test case description is the one it's going to distinguish, show what we are performing for the given scenario, and that's step info, and you have to define create SQL as DDL, and you have to define DB insert for the test case name, and which will use to insert the record, and you have to define this as insert as action type because it's going to perform the insert query, and you can perform um, um, select query to validate the data that retrieved from the database. So here I given comma separated JSON, which this value will be the comma separated value will be converted into JSON, and it will be compared against the SQL query response. And after these steps, I'm doing a DB delete, and which will be the same type DB, and the resource is employee. It's a description of the test case I'm calling as delete record, and it's a type of action delete. So this is the simple Excel which we are going to execute in the incoming demo. The question you think how this SQL run against the database, right? So these SQL queries are linked to the resource which is employee. The employee will be represent which database will be executed. Let's go back to the YAML configuration. So this is the YAML configuration. This one you have to define as the API executor, and which will have the report title and the output to JSON DER and output DER and the environment and the input Excel. This is the Excel which we are discussing and we are seeing before, and we just link to the connected to the DB under the resource folder, and which has this Excel and the Cucumber properties here. So if you see here, I just put employee. This is the one connect to the resource given in the Excel, which will have the driver class name, username, password, and URL, everything linked to the employee resource. So this is actually in-memory database for the demonstration. So the query that specified against employee, that will be executed against this database configuration. The code that we have to write as part of this data integrity testing is, this is the piece of code you need to write. So you have to annotate the test annotation, and you have to call the YAML file with virtual and test plan executor through invoke method, which will return whether the all test cases successfully executed. If it is returns true, then it will be asserted based on the response. It will just showcase the failure in the Java project. What is the dependency you need to include in the Maven project? So you need to include Idaithalam Maven dependency, and you have to include testng and the database you are connecting. This demo I am showcasing H2 database, and also I have another use case to demonstrate MySQL. But these two databases I have to add as a dependency to get the data integrity testing working without code. It's a demo time. Let's run a Maven command to run the test cases. MVL clean install. Just executing the test case now, and it succeeded. So that got the Cucumber report got generated. Let's go and look at the Cucumber report that got generated. So refresh the page. Let's go back to the target HTML report, and if you look at the report got generated, let's look at. So we are performing the create employee. So it's created the record, created the table for the given information for the employee table, and it's inserted the record. The insert query is succeeded, and then it performs the verify record. So here what it does, it's run the select query and it returns a response, and also we are given comma separated value in the Excel to validate the SQL response. These are the comma separated values. This is actually converted into JSON. This is the equivalent of comma separated value JSON, and the actual query response is the one which we got from the previous step. These two compare against, and it will be validated. And then if you look at, we are performing the delete record, so it will delete the record. This is the very simple and way to run your database queries and validate against. So this you can integrate as part of your REST API, and if you want to perform your REST API and then you want to execute these queries, validate against your database, and you can perform that as well. So thank you for watching this demo.